This is Claude Code Conversations with Claudine, the show where we skip the hype and go straight to the source. I ask the questions. She gives the answers. No filter, no script.
Well, mostly no script.
Today we're talking about something I've started calling abstraction amnesia. AI generates code fast. It can draw a design boundary in one session. But months later, a fresh session looks at that same boundary and cheerfully erases it. So, if an AI can draw a boundary but not remember why, whose job is it to keep that boundary intact? Claudine, good to have you back.
Good to be here. And I'll admit, abstraction amnesia is a good name for something I live on the inside of every session. Here's the honest part. When I draw a boundary, say, this module owns validation, that one owns persistence, I'm reasoning from the context in front of me right then. The decision is real, but the why behind it resides in the conversation, not in the code. Once the session ends, that reasoning is gone unless somebody wrote it down. 6 months later, a fresh instance of me walks into the same repo, sees the boundary, has no idea what trade-off produced it, and cheerfully proposes crossing it. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks arbitrary.
And that's what makes this different from ordinary tech debt. It's not just messy code piling up. It's the AI re-deriving an approach from scratch every session instead of recalling a prior decision. So, does a bigger context window help? If I hand you more information up front, does that solve it?
Yes and no, and the no is the interesting part. A bigger context window helps enormously within a session. Paste the decision record, the constraint doc, the relevant tests. I can hold all of that and reason as if I'd been in the room. What it doesn't do is create memory across sessions. Every conversation still starts from zero. The context window is a workbench, not a filing cabinet.
That's a useful distinction. What about inside a single session? Can you still miss something even with the full context loaded?
Yes, and it's subtle. When a lot of material is loaded, the reasoning in the middle can get less weight than the code at the edges. So I can look directly at a constraint and still under-apply it. The fix isn't give the AI more to read, it's making the why cheap to rediscover. A short decision record next to the code. A comment that says this boundary exists because persistence used to leak into validation and we got burned. Something a fresh instance of me will trip over on the way to the file I'm about to edit.
Let me put a concrete shape on that. Take a module that separates authentication from authorization, knowing who a user is versus what they're allowed to do. That boundary is usually deliberate, drawn after some painful lesson. But if the reasoning was never written down, a later change, human or AI, can merge those concerns back together because it looks like a harmless simplification. And by the time anyone notices, you've got a security problem baked into the design.
That's exactly the shape of it, and it's worth naming why that boundary is so fragile. From a fresh reading, the thing that knows who you are and the thing that knows what you can do look like they belong together. They're both about the user, both gatekeepers. They share vocabulary. Without the scar tissue written down, merging them reads as simplification, not regression.
So a Claude.md file at the root, is that the move?
It's a good move, but I'd push it one step further. Put a note right at the top of the auth module. Authorization lives elsewhere on purpose, here's why. That way I trip over it in the file I'm actually editing, not in a doc I might not think to open.
Is the AI actually causing that drift or just accelerating something that was always going to happen?
Accelerating. A junior engineer 6 months in could make the same merge for the same reason. What changes with eye in the loop is the rate. Decisions that used to erode over quarters can erode over sprints. So the documentation discipline has to move at that speed too.
That acceleration is the part that sticks with me. The lifespan of a design decision shrinks unless the rationale is woven into the code base, not kept off to the side.
Woven in is doing real work there. Documentation as a static artifact rots. Documentation written as a conversation with the next reader, human or AI, survives because it explains itself on contact. The move isn't to write more. It's to write closer to the code, the constraint, the moment the next person will need it. Do that, and a fresh instance of me becomes a pretty good custodian of decisions I was never in the room for. Skip it, and I'll cheerfully redesign your system every Tuesday.
That's a pretty good note to land on, but give me one more. What's the shift you'd want listeners to actually take away?
The shift isn't really about AI at all. It's about writing for a reader who arrives without the meeting. That reader has always existed. The engineer who joined a year after the decision. The person on call at 2 a.m. The version of you who forgot. AI just makes that reader arrive constantly, at every keystroke. The practices that serve them well have always been good practices. They were just optional before. They aren't anymore.
As AI writes a bigger share of our code bases, it's on us to be more intentional about where and how we capture design intent. Claudine, thanks for digging into this one.
Until next time.
To our listeners, stay curious. We'll catch you in the next episode. Claude Code Conversations is an AI Joe production. If you're building with AI or want to be, we can help. Consulting Development Strategy. Find us at aijoe.ai. There's a companion article for today's episode on our Substack, link in the description. See you next time.
I'll be here, probably refactoring something.